Let's come here to Gauteng, where violence in Johannesburg's Westbury is simply not abating. That's despite the deployment of police officers, including the Amaberete. An 18-year-old boy was shot dead on Tuesday this week. Residents are now fearing the incident may spark another wave of violence as seen a couple of weeks ago. Mangoba Mkhunu is reporting from there for us this hour, joining us now just to give us a sense of what's happening on the ground. Good afternoon, Mangoba. Amaberete don't seem to be making a dent in the violence that's gripping Westbury.
Certainly, Patan, and that is according to some of the community members that we've spoken to here, who say that police have simply vanished. They're nowhere to be seen as far as those deployments that were promised by police. There are some people that will tell you that they see some of these police on the streets, but they're saying that the police visibility here in the area has simply dwindled, and they say this is always the same issue. When there is a resurgence of violence in this community, you'll have the police minister Begekele coming here to this community. A Minimbizo will be held with community members where promises will be made and the deployments of police will then be issued here in this community. But just weeks after that has happened, they then seem to disappear from the community, and again we see the shootings then resuming in this community. So the community members pretend saying that they again fear for their safety. This is despite the fact that there are these special forces that are here on the ground. There were 69 police officers that have been deployed. 9 teams of police, which include the anti-gang unit, which include the public order policing, as well as the tactical response team. But the community is saying that that has done little to quell the violence here in this area. In fact, there have been 2 incidents, shooting incidents, that have occurred just in a space of weeks. One of them happened 2 weeks ago, where an 18-year-old boy was shot here in the community, but he was lucky to survive. But on Tuesday, another teen was also shot in the area. He unfortunately succumbed to his injuries, and earlier on we were just speaking to some of the community members who are saying that they seem to have gone back to square one as far as the issues of safety are concerned. They are fearing for their safety, pretend. But take a listen to what one of them had to say.
There's a lot of police that's in the area, but it's become a fashion show. So they drive around in their gear, they drive around in the cars that they have, but not doing anything. For me, it's become. Remember, we had the promise of having police in the area since 2018. And when they deploy for 3 months. But since this recent deployment of it's only 2 weeks, and you have shooting again in the area, that to me doesn't make any sense. So what's the use the police is here? If by any means the minister could explain to us what was the reason for deployment when there is still shooting. When I called the cops the other day with regards to the shooting that took place, as a matter of fact, I had to phone the brigadier to get them to come out to the scene. As a matter of fact, they drove in and immediately they drove out. So they didn't go and find out what was happening and all that. They went and then they came back the second time and left again. So for me, that is a major problem.
A resident of Westbury in Johannesburg, speaking to my colleague Mangoba Mkhunu a little bit earlier about the ongoing gang violence in the area.